Hello and welcome to Ultimate Stream Live. My name's Steve Helliker from Ultimate Stream and we're an audio company based in Surrey in the UK, specialising in music streaming and other quality audio equipment. I'm delighted to be joined by Siggy Ampt, the CEO of T+A Hi-Fi in Germany.
Hello.
We're going to talk a little bit now about Series 200, a product range I know is very close to your heart.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, the story behind it is a little bit funny. Everything started with the A200, and we developed this pure and specialized headphone amplifier when we started our headphone program range. And Lothar and I were thinking about the concept, strategy, and then we had the idea, let's make a unit which we both like best. So something a little bit like toys for the old boys. So, yeah. But this is why it has this form factor, it has the design, it has the meters, which are really meters, not only optical things, but which really show a lot of information. The A200 is packed with functionality. Not everything is necessary, but it's very good to have it on board. And this was the idea behind it. And the funny thing is, we sold the A200 like hell. It was really funny. And I said, oh, we can't be that wrong if a product is such a big success. And during the time we have delivered the A200, more and more people came up and asked for an appropriate source for the A200. And then we made the decision to develop a complete line. You know that the A series was relatively old, had relatively small cabinets and was limited, and it didn't make sense to develop it further. So we decided to make a completely new line with 3 specialized models. One is a preamplifier and DAC, which is now the Dac 200. Second one is the MP200, which is a pure streaming client and multi-source system. And completely new, really powerful small amplifier, the A200.
And this has replaced the 8 system.
Yeah, the 8 system ran out, and yeah, this is something like a replacement. But honestly, you cannot compare them because the capability of the 200 series is totally different. The cabinets are totally different. It's something new, something brand new.
And how would you compare the quality of the Series 8 system against the Series 200 system?
Yeah, of course. And this is due to the fact that we have much better cabinets, and we have, although the 200 series is relatively small, we have definitely more space inside. If you look at the Dac 200, now it is, we always say Dac 200, but in fact it's a preamplifier, which the Dac 8 hasn't been in that form. It's a preamplifier with a DAC on board. We call internally the Dac 200 our little SDV 3100 HV. Because this is the father of the Dac 200. Very similar concept, very similar technology, and many parts the same. So the preamplifier section is much better. It's on the level of our highest qualities, and we are using the same DAC technology for DSD and for PCM, which we use in the SDV 3100. And by the way, in the HA200 as well. And the MP200 is a completely new development, which gives us the possibility to add new formats or new developments in the future, and which has the streaming client on board and still old-fashioned sources like CD player or tuners.
And it has a CD player built in.
It has a CD player, yeah, but it's a new development as well. Not the old one, which we used before. It's a slot-in mechanism, and it's of very, very high quality and will offer more and more features in the future, that we have access to metadata and so on. And the third unit is the new A200, a very small amplifier, but extremely powerful.
And how do you connect the three components together?
This is what we call the Zislink system. The Dac 200 is a standalone unit, and many people use it for professional uses or just as an add-on to their existing system. But if somebody wants to set up an entire hi-fi system, he can use all three units together, and therefore we have developed our link system. And this does not only transfer control data from unit to unit, but as well signals from Dac to the MP, vice versa, and it can switch as well the amplifier, which has two loudspeaker outputs.
So it's basically like a trigger system. When you turn on one of the units, the other units turn themselves on as well.
It works the same way as you are used to our other systems, like in an HV system or in our system. It's really connected, and all the entire data transfer is directed through the link system.
So presumably you can use the MP200 as a standalone unit, as a streamer, CD and radio.
Yeah. I think meanwhile many people do it. We have to explain a little bit, because it doesn't have a DAC inside. We didn't want to do that because the quality of the MP200 is extraordinarily good, and if this quality can be used, you need an extremely good DAC, and a built-in DAC would never be good enough for this system. So it has digital outputs, and you can connect any kind of external DAC to it. But you need a DAC. And in our system, together with the HA200 or with the Dac 200, it works perfectly, because there we have a special connection to these two DACs, and of course we can control it via the system link with our Navigator app.
And for those customers that have already invested in an HA200, if they want a dedicated streamer unit, the MP200 can be connected in the same way to the HA200 as it would to the rest of the system.
Exactly. This is one of the reasons why we made it this way. We have definitely now an extremely good source for the HA200, and not only from the design side, but as well from the technology. And when you use the MP200, you have a system again, because you can use our app control, the Navigator app, which provides everything what you need to control the system.
It was good to see on the Dac 200 Pre that you've included analog inputs as well as digital inputs. So it really is a true preamplifier that handles both analog and digital signals.
The idea, the DAC is not only, let me say, a classical stereo hi-fi system. The use is not limited to audiophile people or hi-fi people. We know that many professional users buy the Dac 200 because of its connectivity, and because of the extremely high quality we have. So the number of inputs normally is not used by a normal hi-fi system. But if you are working professionally, you will use ASE and all the other inputs. And it's possible even to add HDMI inputs as an option. And so this is something like a working machine for professional people as well.
And with the HDMI board, which is an optional extra, You have the ARC facility on there, so it passes the signal through and back to the television.
Right, that's for use within external SACD player or a TV or whatever, if you like it. But we have learned that only around about 25 to 30% of the consumers order this HDMI board. Most of them don't.
Does the Dac work with both PCM and DSD signals?
Yeah, it is. As we said, it's a little SDV 3100. We use the same converter technology for DSD. It's our true 1-bit converter, which we have developed years ago for the HV line. And now it's capable of data rates up to 1024. And for PCM, we have a separate independent converter, which is called our quadruple converter. It has 8 Burr-Brown chips on board and has a sample rate up to 768 samples per second. So it's the highest quality in both worlds possible today.
And you've also included our high-quality headphone amplifier. How does that compare with the headphone amplifier in the HA200?
Yeah, let me say the HA200 is a pure headphone specialist. This is why it has 3 outputs. This is why you can select sensitivity or impedance. It's really made for different kinds of headphones and has pure Class A strong headphone amplifier on board, which is relatively big. We don't have that space in the Dac 200, but the Dac 200 has benefited a lot in the technology of its output. It is headphone output stage. It's different, and it's a fully symmetrical and discrete constructed output stage of very, very high quality. It's not what many other companies use, a chip design. It's really a discrete amplifier of very, very high quality.
So it would pair very well with the Solitaire PSEs or Solitaire P headphones.
Yeah, and this is why we have used a Pentacon output connector, because this is symmetrical as well as the output amplifier is, and so we have the highest quality. And we know that our headphones depend a little bit on the amplifier we are using, but the amplifier of the Dac 200 is extremely good and perfectly capable of driving the Solitaire P or PSE.
And the final component in the range is the new A200 amplifier, which I believe is a completely new design.
Yeah, it's our, let me say, in our high-end range products, it's the first Class D amplifier we have. We're using Class D amplifiers in our smaller products like Kala, like Caruso, or in the E series, but we do not use it in HV series or in R series. There we prefer classical analog transistor solutions. And we all know that Class D amplifiers had some problems regarding really high-end expectations, but now there are developments on the market which have changed the picture totally. We are cooperating with a Danish company, engineering company, and they have designed a concept called Purified Eigentakt. This is a principle where they can control the behavior of a Class D amplifier perfectly. That means we have no distortion anymore. The frequency response is totally independent from the loudspeaker load, a very big dynamic range, and an extremely good damping factor. This is an ideal output stage, and the advantage of Class D solutions is simply that they do not get so hot as normal transistor amplifiers do. So they can be used in smaller cabinets without cooling problems. And they have an extremely high power. But that's not all. We combined this output stage with our HV input stage. That means high voltage, I explained it already before, is very dynamic, very fast, and very linear. And combine this with the output stage of the Purify design, we have a wonderful result, which we really can call high-end. Additionally, we have a power supply which we use in the R series. We call it sine wave mains power supply. It's a little bit complicated, the word, but it means that we have a very, very stable power supply, which even at extremely high loads doesn't break in and always has a constant voltage. So this is the best possible supply for a Class D amplifier. And as our sine wave power supply uses a much higher frequency, it doesn't disturb the entire system at all.
So the A200 amplifier has both XLR and phono inputs, and you've included 2 sets of speaker outputs as well.
Yeah, the 2 speaker outputs have 2 possibilities. One is that you can use another pair of speakers in an extra room, or that you use the A200 for B-amping or B-wiring, if higher power is required for bigger speakers or bigger rooms.
Siggy, thank you very much for talking to us today. I wish you every success with the new range.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. And thanks a lot, and have a great time. Bye-bye.
Well, that's it from us on the new T+A Series 200 product range. I have to say that if Ultimate Stream had a Product of the Year award, the Series 200 would be a worthy recipient. If you'd like further information, you can take a look at our website, ultimate-stream.co.uk. You can get in touch with me at steve@ultimate-stream.co.uk, or if you'd like to come to our studio in Surrey for a demonstration, or if you'd like a home demonstration, please do get in touch. In the meantime, enjoy your music. Bye for now.